We've got some seriously hot tea from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it involves none other than Jennifer Tilly and Sutton Stracke. Okay, now let's get to the RHOBH drama. So, recently there was a preview clip from the upcoming season showing an interaction between Jennifer Tilly and Sutton Stracke that has everyone talking. For those of you who don't know, Jennifer Tilly has been a longtime friend of Sutton's, and she was actually one of the people who encouraged her to join the show. They've got a history together, and it really shows in this upcoming season. From what we saw in the preview, there was some tension during a one-on-one conversation where Jennifer gave Sutton some advice about friendships. Sutton had been talking about planning a group trip to Sedona, pitching it as a way for the cast to reconnect emotionally and heal some of the tensions from the season. She made it clear that she had been working on herself and wanted to repair her relationship with Dorrit Kemsley. Basically, Sutton was coming from a good place, trying to foster reconciliation and repair some friendships. However, Jennifer had a reaction to this. She clocked Sutton, essentially saying, "Don't force friendships. Don't try to be something you're not, and don't try to make everyone like you." Sutton, on the other hand, got a little defensive, insisting she wasn't trying to force anything. She didn't see Jennifer's advice as constructive at first, but the reality is, Jennifer was coming from a genuine place of friendship. She was telling Sutton, "Hey, just be yourself. Let things happen organically. Don't try to push too hard." Jennifer later expanded on this in a confessional. She said that Sutton sometimes gets anxious and that anxiety can unintentionally hurt people. She compared Sutton to a Catherine wheel firework. Beautiful, but sending sparks everywhere that can burn someone. That was such a perfect metaphor because it really shows that Jennifer was trying to guide Sutton to be more self-aware without being harsh. This interaction is fascinating because it highlights the dynamic between two women who clearly care about each other, but also have different ways of handling relationships. Sutton wants to fix things, and sometimes comes on strong, while Jennifer is the voice of reason, reminding her to take a step back and let friendships develop naturally. It's a classic clash of personalities, but it's also very human and relatable. Now, outside of this one-on-one moment, there's also been some chatter about the Beverly Hills cast in general. Heather Gay and Kate Chastain were quoted saying that the Beverly Hills cast has an elitist vibe, which can make it hard for newcomers to break in. This isn't the first time Beverly Hills has been called out for this. Other Bravo stars have mentioned that the cast tends to keep to themselves, creating a bubble that's hard to penetrate. Sutton, however, responded to this perception. She said she hadn't heard that before and expressed surprise that people felt that way about the Beverly Hills cast. She apologized if anyone felt excluded and insisted that the cast is fun, welcoming, and inclusive. She really wanted to make it clear that Beverly Hills isn't about being elitist. It's about protecting your group and making sure your cast is cohesive, even if outsiders misinterpret that. So, tying this back to Jennifer and Sutton, you can see why this one-on-one moment is so important. Sutton is trying to be inclusive and make connections, but Jennifer is reminding her to do it in a way that doesn't come off as forced or overbearing. It's a subtle but crucial piece of advice for anyone navigating complex social dynamics, especially in a show as high stakes as RHOBH. Let's also talk about some of the history here. Beverly Hills has faced criticism in the past from other Bravo stars. For example, Landa Lesseps once called Erika Jane rude and mentioned that the Beverly Hills cast isn't always the nicest. Kyle Richards herself has been called out by other Bravo personalities for her attitude. So, this perception of being elite or exclusive isn't new, but it's something Sutton and Jennifer are trying to navigate and counteract in their own way. What's interesting is that Sutton seems genuinely interested in healing and strengthening her friendships. She's not trying to manipulate anyone. She just wants to repair relationships and create harmony. Jennifer, on the other hand, is acting as the voice of reason, reminding Sutton to approach this with care and mindfulness. Their dynamic is a great example of how two people with good intentions can still have friction because of differences in communication and personality. There's also a lesson here about perspective. Outsiders might look at the Beverly Hills cast and see exclusivity, elitism, or snobbery, but those on the inside see a different picture, people protecting their friendships, trying to maintain balance, and being mindful of the unique pressures of reality TV. Jennifer's advice to Sutton is part of that insider perspective. It's about managing relationships in a way that feels genuine, not performative. In a lot of ways, this interaction between Jennifer and Sutton reflects broader themes of the show. RHOBH is not just about drama, it's about navigating relationships under intense scrutiny. Every word, every gesture is analyzed by cameras and fans alike. That pressure can make even well-intentioned actions seem over the top or forced. Jennifer is essentially helping Sutton navigate that high-pressure environment while staying true to herself.